We came and visited this river in 2011 just to see it, so we fell in love with the rivers around it and wanted to see the Hartman Kalmiopsis, and I instantly fell in love with it. This trip takes us up and over from Babyfoot Lake, over Bailey Mountain Pass, and into the Chetco River, and we paddle 20 miles through some of the most remote river canyons in the country. It's a hard trip. It's physically demanding, it's mentally demanding, and we're definitely deep in the wilderness.
Chetco is special because it's so hard to get to, and it's so pristine. It's got amazing scenery and a lot of adventure.
I think it's probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. It's pretty incredible to see the transition between the burn that you start out in from the biscuit fire, and then transition into more of like a coastal range. The rock changes, the foliage changes, and the characteristics of the river itself change pretty significantly. Going from more of a canyon with lots of large boulder drops to a little bit mellower of a spread out pool drop river.
The hike, while it looked difficult, it was absolutely epic. It set the stage for the entire trip. It was a pretty intense hike, but it was well worth it. The terrain was just absolutely spectacular. I've been to Nepal and it was every bit as spectacular as Nepal.
You definitely notice signs of the biscuit fire for the first half, but you watch, as you float down, you watch parts that weren't touched by the biscuit fire, and the second half of the river wasn't touched. But it's really cool to see these dead snags, and then undergrowth growing below, and wildflowers everywhere.
The clarity of this water is like what I think about when I think about paradise. You know, that just like crystal clear, looking at every rock on the bottom, floating by on glass, and just feeling like it's as close to flying as we're ever going to get.
The river is so clear. I'm not even sure how deep the pools were that we went through. They were turquoise at times. They were lit up by the granite surrounding the river. You could see right to the bottom. And when I'm saying to the bottom, I don't know if it was times 10 feet or 50 feet.
It's unbelievably clear. It's so clear that you can't even see the water, so floating objects look like they're flying.
The really amazing part about the Chetco is that so much of this watershed is in the Kalmiopsis wilderness, protected. So much of these large creeks feeding it and these deep pools, numerous deep pools forever, are completely wild and really foster a lot of healthy wildlife because of that. There's so many large creeks in this watershed that are amazing. We were camping next to one, and only a couple hundred feet up from our campsite on this creek that didn't look all that big was like a 20-foot waterfall. How large these creeks are up in this wilderness is amazing, even at these low flows.
The person who should do this trip is someone who wants to experience one of the most incredible adventures and biggest challenges that they've ever undertaken in their life. It takes a lot of effort, but the reward is being somewhere and experiencing a place that almost no one will ever get to see.
I don't feel like I want to convince anybody to do this trip. I think that there's a small segment of the public out there that wants true wilderness adventure. They want to go somewhere deep, far away. They want long, hard days. They want to be challenged. They want to be tired, and they want to be bloody and sweaty. And I think the people that want that will find this trip.
This place is just breathtaking, and looking back on it, the 9-mile hike was pretty easy compared to the reward that I got from this place. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything else.